Welcome into the vault. This week we have lots of fun in store for you. We have Christine Bowen from Saint Vincent, and we also chat about a bunch of stuff. So we delved into a lot of different topics today. Gen X, Gen Z, millennials. We talked about the holidays.
I'm proud to be a Gen Xer. I'm proud to be a Gen Xer. I'm also a little bit ashamed.
Right. And you know what? You're very self-aware. We're self-aware people.
Self-aware.
I know my strengths and weaknesses as a millennial, but we team up, and we don't like the boomers and we don't like the Gen Z.
Oh, I like them all.
No, I'm just kidding. We like them
all. I have a lot to learn. Let's just put it that way.
What's coming after Gen Alpha? Gen Beta? They're going to be totally beta. That's weird.
Oh my God.
What are we going to do with the betas?
By then, they'll know what to do about Elon Musk.
Yeah. Also, tune in as Elon Musk tunes into our show. And oh yeah. What was that? What was the?
It wasn't.
That was so awkward. One of the most awkward human beings in the history of the world is controlling all of us. So tune in to another show.
It was sarcastic,
right?
Nick. I know. Time out. One last thing. I am so excited about Spirit Christmas.
Yeah, we talk about Spirit Christmas. One of 8 in the whole country.
Oh, that's crazy.
In Erie, Pennsylvania.
That's crazy. We should do an on location on that.
We're going to have to go.
Yeah,
and I think when we go, I think some people might be interested to see what we have, because there are so many people in this country that won't have one, that they want to see what they don't have.
Yeah, one of 8. That's
where Spirit Halloween is in every dilapidated old building.
Right.
Eventually Spirit Christmas may be that way as well. But right now, 8 in the country.
8.
And it opens this Tuesday on November 12th.
I'm in.
So everyone go check that out. And we're going to definitely have to do a tour of that in the next coming weeks here too.
Yep.
So stay tuned with Vault Vibes. Make sure to like and subscribe. Big thing. That way you get alerts when you see us, and comment on the video. And like we always say, if you want to come in the vault with us. We'd love to have you. So stay tuned. Next. Welcome back into the vault, folks. Today we have Christine Bowen. She is the Executive Director of Development at Saint Vincent. Do we say Saint Vincent anymore, or is it Allegheny Health Network Saint Vincent, or what is that officially?
AHN Saint Vincent.
Okay,
officially.
AHN Saint Vincent.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's the Executive Director of Development at AHN Saint Vincent. Very long title.
It is.
Yeah. It's important, so we better
mind
our P's.
We
were just roasting her terribly and having a lot of fun, and now I feel like we did a disservice to her.
I know, Executive Director of
she's
a major hospital in town, well, not the hospital, but a major part of the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
The development. I mean, you keep them afloat. That's you keep them in the know. So, obviously we have you on. One of the big things coming on, and that's kind of why we have you today, because this episode will be running in beginning to middle of November. Yeah. So there's something coming up in November that you guys do.
Nothing important, I'm sure.
Just a little something. So I oversee fundraising for the hospital, and one of our major fundraisers is Festival of Trees.
Yay!
The Festival of
the
Trees.
Love the Festival of the
Festival of Trees. Great historic and traditional event here in Erie.
It is. It's a really important year. In fact, it's our 40th anniversary of Festival.
Wow. Okay.
I was just going to ask you how long it's been.
40
years.
Oh my goodness. Because I remember going to it when I was a teenager, and I loved it. It was just fun. It was fun.
Where so nowadays it's at the convention center still, I'm assuming. And you've been there. How long have you been at the convention center now?
Oh gosh.
Since you've been doing it.
Since I've been there. So maybe 2012.
Okay. So maybe it's over 10 years.
Because where was it before?
It was at the Avalon.
Yes,
Avalon. Okay.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We've been a little bit of everywhere around here. So
wasn't it in the old when I was a kid, and this was probably in its fledgling days. Wasn't it in the old Carlisle's building? Is that something maybe?
It was somewhere
back,
there.
Possible.
I feel I remember going there when I was a wee lad. But
what the hell is a wee lad?
Every once in a while,
did you live in Ireland?
Every once in a while, my 5 or 10% of Irish that I have it comes out.
You're
it's like
0.5.
It's really like stuffed down inside, but it comes out every once in a while.
This is ridiculous. I can't even.
Wee bit of Irish.
He was raised in Dublin.
Dublin.
Unreal.
No, it wasn't raised in Dublin. That's stereotypical. I was outside. It was in a smaller town.
Oh, okay.
Outside. You wouldn't know it, so I'm not even going to say it.
Okay, all right. I wouldn't know it. Right. You're right.
So do you have any so what, since it's the 40th year there, do you have some special things or what's some of the stuff you have going on this year?
Yeah, we're making it a little bigger, more trees. So we have 80 professionally decorated trees. Really, we deck out the Bayfront Convention Center. If you haven't gone before, Bayfront Convention Center is just this giant blank slate.
Yes.
And so we take it and we transform it into a winter wonderland. We have over 80 professionally decorated trees this year. We'll have some additional decorations just to make you feel the love to kick off the holidays.
I can't wait.
Giant snow globe that everyone can get in and take their family photos.
We have
a snow globe that we can get in.
Yeah,
fun.
It's
like,
huge.
You have like a 360 camera and all that good stuff. Like
all kinds of good stuff.
Wow.
We
That's
have
awesome.
a slide that the kiddos can enjoy this year. So, oh yeah,
kids or 41-year-old men. Can I use the slide?
I don't make the rules. So
you do you, okay?
Right.
Wee lad wants to go.
The wee lad wants to come use the slide.
He's just a wee lad. Let him go. Let him go.
We have a petting zoo this year, so we always have live reindeer. This year we also have a petting zoo. So
you guys really are going all out. That's really cool.
I have to ask: are you going to have a reindeer? That's the big.
Are you still going to have the reindeer?
Yeah,
okay.
Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. Oh, Saturday and Sunday.
I'm going.
It's magical. It just really. Festival of Trees is just. It's magical. Yeah. It's the greatest way to kick off the holidays.
What's the name of that one movie? That one movie where the kid gets pushed down by Santa because what was that? Christmas Story.
Yeah, the Christmas Story. Yeah,
that's gonna be you. Like Santa's gonna get sick and tired of the wee lad being on his lap. He's gonna push him down that slide.
Wait! And then he tries calling off because he didn't get to say what he wanted.
Oh well, this will be fantastic. And what are the numbers looking like? Like, what do you how many people normally come to these? Like,
we usually have about 10,000 guests.
10,000. Okay, that's awesome.
Gosh,
so it's over a 3-day weekend, so it's nice and spread out. We fill the stage with entertainment every second of festival. So there's just lots of local performers who are on stage, whether they're dancers or bands. And it's just a great way to celebrate the Erie community because we're bringing it all together.
That is amazing. That's
really
I know my family, we typically go on Black Friday. We go on that. That's the first day, right?
Yeah,
the first day.
It is.
It's just the tradition. We go that evening, and then we go out to eat afterwards, and it's just kind of something we've done for many years now. And it's just something that just become part of.
I love that
part of that weekend.
That is
which
amazing.
Is cool. We did win a tree one year back when you used to give away the trees.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you have.
You can
some
still
that
bid
you
on
do,
them.
but
Yeah.
There used to be a time where there was like a bunch or something, maybe or something like that, and it was like a raffle or something like that.
Yeah.
And they called us and like, you want a tree, and I was like, oh, okay. So
and it's on you to get it to your house.
And it they delivered it.
Yeah.
No, I had to pick it up. I had to pick it up at the hospital.
Oh,
yes. They had it. Yeah. This may have been when you were there.
Yeah.
And so I had to go down to Saint Vincent Hospital.
How'd you keep everything from falling off it?
They wrapped it.
Yeah.
They wrapped it up.
Professional grade saran wrap.
They wrapped it up professional grade saran wrap. So I'm walking out the lobby of Saint Vincent with the Christmas tree wrapped up in saran wrap.
That's awesome.
I parked out front, with the flashers on and whatever. And, we used it for a few years. But the problem was that it had the decorations on it, and a lot of those are like affixed to the tree.
Oh yeah.
So every year we'd bring it back up from the basement, and we'd lose 20% of the ornaments that year. So we'd go up the stairs and stuff and go through the hallway.
Okay, this is not what she wants to hear, right? At all. You've defiled one of the Christmas trees.
So word to the wise: if you do bid on one of the trees and you win it, find a spot for it that is not down a flight of stairs.
So weird.
Make sure to cover it.
Yeah,
wrap it well. Randomly specific.
Wrap it well.
If you
put it in a storage shed or the garage.
Store it out in your living room year round.
Yeah,
right?
And some people do that. They do the tree and then they just put different decorations on depending on
Christine,
the time
I'm not
of year.
sure what you expected today, but
we're just going off on
this is what you got. I'm so sorry.
They actually travel pretty well. Like you'd be surprised. 80 professionally decorated trees, all decked out, all different themes. We have a moving company that comes in the close of festival, and they saran wrap them really tight, and then they deliver them to your home visits. Really cool. BF Fields, they're a well-oiled machine. They do great work.
Crazy.
And but then you just cut the saran wrap off. They need a little zhuzhing.
Right.
But yeah, they do a great job.
That's really cool. Do they? So are most of the trees like put together at the place, or do people bring them somewhat already decorated?
No, so most people, we have like Allburn's florists. They do a great job. They pick up their trees boxed in advance from the moving company, and they'll assemble them in their shop and then bring them, right? Because they've got those big trucks, so they can do that.
Yeah.
But a lot of our decorators are, just people who are just like really creative people. So we actually start Festival of Trees on the Monday before Thanksgiving. We start setting up because it's such a learning thing. Yeah.
Like, and how
probably
soon
take some time to get that. Yeah.
Right. And how soon do you have to sign up for that? Like a business, how soon do you have to sign up
we
for that?
Start, so I always like to say Christmas in July. So we start in July getting companies. Because what happens is you sponsor a tree, you get paired with a decorator. And then that decorator works with our sponsor to make that vision come to life.
Wow.
So if you're doing, Willy Wonka theme or something like that, they need time to prepare, buy their ornaments. And so then they start creating those visions on the Monday before Thanksgiving.
And how do you choose the people that want to do this? Like, I'm sure everybody's trying to get in.
Do you have to turn people away? I mean, do you have like a long list or everyone's welcome?
Everyone's welcome. Yeah, everyone's welcome. We always have, we have our standard decorators, Larice, Lamar, Potratz, that come in every year and decorate for us. But through Festival of Trees, people get interested. They're like, oh, you know what? Here's a couple photos. I get emails. Here's a couple photos of trees that I have in my house, and we bring them on as decorators, and that's what creates that community feel,
really
that
cool.
bond.
Yeah,
that's really neat.
Love it.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to like sponsor a tree. If I wanted to sponsor a tree for what I do, would I be able to do that? Like
absolutely.
That is crazy. How much does it cost a business to do that?
So we start at the $550 level, which is a lot of our nonprofits or just families that want to participate.
Sure.
They pick a theme. And so when you're a bronze level sponsor, you decorate yourself.
Okay.
So when you're a silver level sponsor at $1,500,
yeah,
it really was. We
silver level sponsor. I
can't, right?
Silver level sponsor. Silver level.
At that level,
we change that verbiage.
Right? I know, right? Make it easier on myself.
Yeah, right.
But at that level, we pair you with the decorator.
Okay.
And so that's where you communicate with someone else who's making that vision.
What's gold? Is there a gold level?
Oh yeah, there's gold, platinum.
And then what happens
what do you
there?
Get for the gold? Yeah,
like
so they're all at
like
silver.
Helicopter
it's
ride,
right?
Helicopter ride with it,
like
a live tree
right
place.
around the peninsula. It's beautiful.
And then
all right.
You go down, you touch down at the top of the mountain, and you grab that tree, the perfect tree. Yeah, it's amazing.
That has been gone.
It's amazing.
But as you go up in levels, the tree sizes change. So at bronze, you have like a 6.5 foot, and then
what about a platinum level? What about a platinum level?
That's a 9-foot tree.
9-foot tree.
That's a 9-foot tree.
Are you like being serious? You have a platinum level?
Yeah. I know more about fake Christmas trees than anyone needs. Oh man!
So what do you carry at home? What kind of tree?
Wait, though, I want to hear about the platinum level. I want to know about this platinum level tree.
Let us know about platinum level.
Yeah, it's a 9-foot tree.
9-foot tree.
It's a 9-foot tree.
Okay. Yeah. Not everyone has room for a 9-foot tree in your house.
No, they don't. Yeah. It's a lot of businesses generally sponsor at that level, or
I'm doing it.
Yeah,
doing platinum.
So noted. Yeah, you're in.
Can we do a podcast tree where we just sit there for the whole weekend and just talk?
Yeah.
Can we have a mini tree? Because we don't make any money doing
right? We just
this is essentially a nonprofit organization here, right?
Can we do a steel? Like a coal.
Can we do like a Charlie Brown tree?
Just troops.
Yeah.
Blue blanket.
And we'll just sit there with our mics and we'll flank it, and we'll just sit on the
We'll just have some props, like a mic and stuff to prop it up.
Can we live broadcast next year at the
tree festival? Do it.
Okay.
Yeah, we can figure
Do
something
it.
out.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll figure.
We should probably,
Lots
you know
of
what we
space.
should do? Maybe we should try to get down there and we should get some footage. Not that it'll show on this episode, but it would be like a look back, you know?
Yeah.
Or something.
Love
Maybe we
that.
could do it this year, Christine.
I mean, there's plenty of space.
Well, no, I mean for our episode, we're interviewing her now. Yeah, so
Which is like this would be a podcast.
Well, she might come back because there's some big stuff happening next year
There
too
is.
for Saint Vincent, right?
Yeah, we're turning 150.
150 years
Wow.
old.
Big anniversaries at St. Vincent Hospital.
So
does this
yeah,
like
so do you
intimidate
just-
you? Like these are big projects. Do you feel intimidated by planning like 150 year?
Yeah.
Like you know,
Like you're the one of all the people that have worked there for
Like,
150
that's
years.
huge.
You're the one that gets to usher in the 150th
Yes.
I'm
year.
so excited
That's pretty
about
crazy.
it. It's to learn an organization like St. Vincent, who is Erie's first hospital, to dig back into their history and talk to some of the sisters that have been a part of that history.
Huh.
It's really incredible to look back in the archives and the photos, and it's a really neat opportunity that I didn't know that I was going to have. And so to dig into that and look at the School of Nursing, and we have like one of the first graduates, her certificate and a photo of that nurse. And of course, it's like from 1907, right?
That's cool.
It's old and it's amazing.
Wow.
And just
It's the Josephites, right? They were the ones who started it.
the Sister
Right.
St. Joseph. Yeah.
So, okay, quick question, random
Yeah.
question. Back to the trees. What was your favorite? Like, I don't know. You can't pick a favorite like
No.
publicly,
Or
but
do you have a favorite?
but do
Maybe
you have one that's memorable that is going to be a hard one to ever forget? Any tree that like just
She doesn't want to be put on
No,
the spot like
I
that.
don't. Seriously though, in all honesty, they're all just different and unique. I like a woodland feel.
Okay.
The community always likes like the what's new. and
Everyone like,
interesting, what's
I always
coming
notice
up.
that with the votes because you do the community vote.
Were you
and stuff
there
like that.
when upside down trees were a trend?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
We've had upside down trees.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
And like looking back, I saw photos. There was a tornado tree, and it was upside down. That was
That's
pretty neat.
creative. Yeah.
I like some of our decorators just really go all out. It all depends on the sponsor, right? Some people say, this is going back to my business. I want a traditional themed tree that's just like beautiful.
Yeah.
And others say, no, let's do Groot. Let's do something just
Yeah.
really outside the box and cool.
I was like
that's
the
cool.
old like they had there was like the one, I don't know if it was last year or a couple of years ago, maybe they had like the old bubbling candles.
I love those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
70s.
went to a retirement center, and just to have them,
Like,
their residents feel that
really?
nostalgia. Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
A nostalgic
really neat.
tree.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
So yeah, where do the trees go afterwards?
It all depends on the sponsor.
Okay.
Some will say, hey, I've been sponsoring festival trees for the past 20 years. I don't need another tree.
I have 20 trees.
Yeah,
I don't need
any
more trees. Yeah.
But I work with this other nonprofit or our community schools. So a lot of businesses that support a community school, they'll say, hey, I want this to go to Strong Vincent. I want to support that school. So, or
That's awesome.
whatever school it is. So
yeah, and it's early enough that it's still there for like almost a month.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
stuff like
Yep.
that's cool.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. So, not to change the subject a little bit here. So obviously you work with St. Vincent. There are some other things, like you said, the 150th anniversary.
That's so amazing.
I know you've worked for some other nonprofits in the past. How long have you been at St. Vincent now?
I've been at St. Vincent for 10 years.
10 years. Okay.
So we'll need to get like a couple shots of old St. Vincent while
stuff.
she's talking and just put that on there.
Do you have stuff like that?
Oh
maybe?
my gosh, I have so
like
much
old
of that.
photos and
Can
stuff.
you,
Maybe
like,
you can text
thousands.
us.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Text Nick a shot of that and we'll put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like
awesome.
the old timey stuff.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
just whatever.
Yeah.
And things like that.
Happy to.
No, that's cool. So I know we talked briefly. I know kind of why. So I guess tell folks what got you involved with St. Vincent.
Yeah. So I have been in fundraising for most of my career, and I have 3 children. They're amazing. They're teenagers. They're all healthy and going through teenage stuff.
Yeah.
But when I had my daughters at 25 weeks, so they were half cooked. I had them at St. Vincent. We were there for 92 days. We're talking at one point, my smallest daughter, they were born at 1 pound 7 and 1 pound 15 ounces. So when you think about that, it's the size of a water bottle.
That's a tiny baby.
Yeah. And I wasn't working for St. Vincent at the time, but we spent 92 days there. The doctors and nurses are amazing, and I owe my daughter's lives to their care,
Absolutely.
because they would not have survived with the incredible NICU and the team, respiratory therapists, and just everyone there was incredible.
They are amazing there. I had both my kids there, and I loved it. They were just so attentive and so nurturing, and new momness. And I can't imagine having preemies.
Yeah. Not only twins, but then having them preemie and having to. I mean, that's just.
I mean,
a lot to
we
go
couldn't
through,
touch our daughters for the first 3 days because they're so medically fragile, and so when you touch a neonate like that, you can't. Right, your instinct as a parent is to want to cuddle your kid, and you can't. You can only cup the top of their head because their skin is so sensitive. It's not. It's not fully formed. All their senses
tissues
are just right at the top. Right at the top.
Everything's developing.
So they're just super sensitive. Their hearing's super sensitive. Everything about it. So, it was an experience that I don't want any parent to go through, but for me as a fundraiser to witness the incredible equipment, the doctors, there was a point where Dr. Vora, he's now retired, love Dr. Vora, but he was standing in front of me. I remember exactly the way he was standing and the scrubs he was wearing. And I said, I'm a fundraiser and I'm going to work for Saint Vincent and I'm going to raise you a lot of money one day. And he kind of looked at me like, okay.
Wow.
Who is this mom?
He just had a child or two, and
I'm gonna pay this back. I mean, basically,
So for me, and then a couple of years later, the position of Children's Miracle Network became open, and I remember the man who hired me at the time. I said, he goes, the ink's not even, one of the NICU nurses had called me and she knew I was in fundraising and she said, you should apply for this. And so I called him up and he said, the ink's not even dry on the resignation. And I said, that's okay. That's okay. Let's meet for coffee. And so the rest is history. I started my,
so you knew that moment, you got that
isn't that
culture of care there.
Yep.
And you wanted to sort of pay them back and help them, so they could do that for other folks.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it's hard to find. I talk about this to my clients all the time. Like when you find your journey, most people who walk through my doors, it's not just about weight loss and non-smoking. They still have to find why they are uncomfortable and why they're stuck and and most of it really has to do with just getting in line with what your path is. Yeah. And when you have something as traumatic as having two little munchkin, teeny tiny babies too soon, and that dictates what you're going to do on your path.
I absolutely love what I do.
I love it. That makes me happy.
I can't care for a patient. I can't support them in that way.
Right.
But I can help our providers get medical equipment and the latest, greatest. I can fundraise for that. So that's my part in someone else's journey and helping someone else survive and get through it, whatever that medical journey is. So for me, it's a feel good every day. I love what I do.
That's awesome. I'm glad you found your path.
And it's always about service. It always ends up being for every person about service of some sort. And it doesn't even matter what. You could be serving anywhere. If you have that mindset of I'm going to help people, you could be a accountant sitting in a cubicle knowing that what you're doing is purposeful. Yep. And for you to go through that experience and make that direct what you're doing going forward is amazing. So
I love it. It's an opportunity every day to change someone's life and make an impact.
Yeah.
And to hear stories. I think that's my favorite part of my job, especially when we talk about like the 150th or even Festival of Trees, right? Yeah. Everyone has this unique story and journey that they're on. So whether it's, telling me that, for generations they've come to Festival of Trees and it's amazing.
Just having that history of everything.
Or the opposite of, they had this experience in healthcare and their mom had cancer and this is how our incredible infusion team walked them through. Mm-hmm. It's an opportunity to learn something about someone and learn that impact that we're all making.
That's exactly why most people aren't, when you use your challenges, that's the heart that propels you to do what you do. So very impressive. I'm excited. I'm going this year. It's been a long time since I've been there. I'm going this year. I'm excited. Yeah.
She said 20 years she hasn't been. This is the year.
Okay, do you see how she's looking right at the camera? She's like, excuse me.
I will shame you a little bit.
You're breaking the fourth wall. Have you been on television before?
You've been on a podcast.
You've been on a podcast. I'm sure you've been interviewed with different things over
the years.
So,
she's like, she hasn't been.
Folks.
folks. Let
You
me
need
just tell
to.
you.
Right.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
If you don't mind, I think with the amazing story, and I know just following you as a neighbor and a a parent with kids that went to the same schools and stuff, share a photo of your family. Maybe we'll put up on the thing to show. I mean, your daughters are doing amazing things.
I want to see
They're
little
13,
baby pictures.
Yeah, 13.
Oh
yeah,
So
I want to see the tiny
ones. Tiny. And
little
I mean,
munchkins.
no, you'd never know. I mean, that's what's so amazing about stuff like that when they go through that at that age, and they were fighters, and now
they told us. So our 1 pound 7 ouncer Lincoln.
Lincoln was the smaller one.
She was the smaller one, and they told us that. So we had a bout at Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh as well, and it was there. They did a scan of her brain, and they said it's unlikely that she would be able to feed herself or walk correctly.
Jeez.
She
what
just won the Trojan
I
Cup.
saw that. She just got basketball.
Loves basketball. She's
playing basketball right now.
Oh, she's amazing. Yeah, she's so good. So cool. Yeah, I love watching her.
Oh my gosh, you have to look that person back up and say, hey,
right?
Try not to
look at this. Yeah, don't
try not
discredit.
To do that.
Yeah,
try not to do that.
The brain's an amazing thing, and I think that's part of it. Like the brain's an amazing thing, right? You talk about people's like mental health and just their. But its capacity to relearn and do things, and that's something
there's
that
not enough.
Too.
There's not enough known about the brain, and that's why I say to people, don't limit your possibilities because you don't know what you can and can't do.
That's it.
We just talked way back when we had Danny on the show, and we talked about like she had some major issues she was dealing with and was told, you won't do this, you won't do that. And I think we talked about, when doctors give these, she's not going to do this, or they work off of averages because they don't want to give you false hope. Yeah. Which I can understand where they're coming from. They don't want someone to say, but you said if it doesn't go right,
Right.
And but you find out that these people, you're able to do so many things, and so your daughters and Danny, but it is amazing to see people strive and hit these goals that are in front of them. And I'm sure part of that, not only is Saint Vincent, but I'm sure part of that is her parents at home. I'm sure too.
We're pretty amazed at. So when my daughters were born, I'm like naturally just a realist person. Like I look at,
it's hard not to be.
Yes. And I was like, okay, what are the odds, and what, what does medicine say about a child born at 25 weeks, and what does that look like, and what will they look like? And I think from their journey, so their middle name is also Journey. So
what?
Both of them?
My
God! Share that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you kidding?
So it was a connecting point because I was afraid that one of them wouldn't make it, and then it was like, okay, you always will share this one
I'm gonna
thing.
cry. Are you
but
kidding
so I
me?
have a tattoo that says Believe. And I got it right after they were born because to me it was like
light.
Believe.
I can't even see it.
It's white ink.
Oh my God, I've never seen anything like that.
So that way I can still be professional but have tattoos.
Can we put the black light on it?
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know. Never done that.
Well, leave it to Nick. He's got something for everything. His technology is
got an idea.
Yeah, right. It probably does actually.
But I got it because I didn't necessarily believe, and my daughters taught me to.
So
believe.
sort of like your reminder to yourself.
Yeah, it's like my mantra
believe.
now going through life. It's like anything's possible, right?
Wow.
You just put your mind to it, and you got to believe.
Wow.
And if it's not possible, then it's setting you up for a different path or a different lesson.
Yes.
Like, people are like, I prayed, and I know that prayer is very important. But the thing is if it doesn't work out, it's because something else was meant for you to learn.
Yeah.
And it's hard to accept that one.
Oh,
because it's out of your control.
Right. Right.
Yeah. It's all about mindset, right? You're right. I mean, I don't even know how to say this. So you set yourself up because you were like, if this doesn't work. So you're the type of person that you would have been well adjusted no matter what happened.
Right.
Interesting.
Which is amazing that you were able to do that, but also give them that care and that culture. And because of that, I think you were able to give them that support to be able to get them to where they are today, which is just amazing.
And those little babies gave you a ripple effect that you're now, you're changing many things going forward. So I just
proud of what I do.
Cool.
Powerful.
Yeah. Proud of them for giving me that space to
and
want to change other people's lives.
Absolutely. Unreal. Yeah, that's good stuff. This whole thing was worth all of our discussion right here.
Definitely was.
Yeah.
We find these good folks and just want to share your stories
Mm-hmm.
out there, and
Mm-hmm.
that's all we do. And we just have a good feeling for what you're going to be able to share. And when I reached out to you, I was like, yeah, I bet she's going to be an amazing guest, and here you are. Well, what kind of Christmas tree do you have at your home?
Oh,
you're like, I don't even put one up.
I bet you it's like really bad.
No,
you're like, it's just the old one from like 1997.
No, so we start decorating right after Halloween.
Okay.
Because we have to decorate before I get all Christmased out.
Yes.
Festival trees is amazing, and it's also really exhausting.
No,
but we love it, and my wife is obsessed with Christmas.
Okay.
So we're talking
Everyone
a house
has
where
that,
we
yeah.
have a tree in every single room,
Uh-huh.
bathrooms
Wow.
included. Like,
are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, we really do appreciate you. You
Yeah.
have an amazing, awesome story. You do great things for
Thank
AHN and Saint Vincent, and we
Festival
really
of the
appreciate
Trees,
it. Festival
everybody.
of the Trees,
Come
folks.
out and
What
see
dates?
us.
Christine.
November 29th through December 1st at the Bayfront Convention
You heard
Center.
that here.
Yay!
All right, everyone, go out there. We had 10,000 last year. We want to have at least 10,000 plus the number of people that watch this show, because we want every one of you to go check that
Join
out
us
this year. So
I will.
all
sure.
right, thanks for coming on.
All right,
Welcome back into the show. We moved the furniture around a little bit. If you're not always improving, then you're not doing anything. Right. So we gotta continue to learn, continue to finally tweak things and stuff like that. We've been trying to figure out, what good angles are, what good camera lighting.
I have to say, this is where, I would say that this is where your creativity is highlighted. Like, you're very good at mixing stuff and making sure it looks like it's getting better and better. And it's almost like this is your medium. You know what I mean?
You.
I really do believe that you have a gig.
We did what? We were on the phone a couple weeks ago, because it's like we always talk about, we're like, how can we improve the picture, the camera, where the guest is, the sound level. Like right now, I'm testing out different sound levels. Hopefully this sounds better. We're trying to obviously always improve. But we were looking at setups of podcasts online one afternoon. Remember?
Right.
We were on the phone for like 45 minutes looking at
it's
just
not a
setups.
small thing. Like, you don't understand. Like, okay, so this angle right here, just to move the table, we have been at this for about an hour. Because we had to move the microphones. Yeah, the microphones. We had to move those. We had to move
microscopes. Is that what you were going to say? I think you were, weren't you? You weren't sure about what microphone was for a second there. I know you.
Get out of my head.
I know.
I'm slowly losing my mind. I'm slowly I'm just slowly losing all. I don't even know, my sanity or something. It's crazy. It's literally.
We were looking at everyone's setups and we go, wow, everyone's setups are shit. Seriously.
Yeah.
We realized that ours wasn't as bad as we thought it was, because a lot of them were pretty bad. But the one that we kept coming to was kind of this diagonal thing. So,
because here's the thing, we don't want our guests to be sandwiched in between us and going like this and like that. We've been told a couple times that that's not really comfortable for them.
Right.
Also, they look like they have shrunken heads in the middle because of the way the thing. I mean, I know I need to lose some weight, but honestly, we literally looked like our heads were even bigger.
It's the heads
so
that make
weird.
us giant. It's our torsos too, but it's our heads.
It's so weird. It's okay, I'm in touch with the fact that I need to go on a healthier lifestyle. Okay, I get that. But what I didn't like is the fact that watermelon head was happening. I was told recently, I gotta tell you this is so funny. I was told recently by a Gen Zer, that Gen Xers are jerks. But honestly, I want to say I kind of agree, because we are those people that drank out of hoses and gnawed on our cribs that had lead paint. We are the people that the parents said, go and play and don't come back all day until the streetlights come on.
You want to talk about generations? Let's talk about generations.
No. But I just want to say real quick. That Gen Xers really are kind of like that, a little narrow-minded, a little bit all right,
they are,
grow up. But we did create millennials that we gave participation awards to.
You didn't create the millennials. The baby boomers had the millennials. The Gen Xers had the Gen Zers.
Well, Gen Z,
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know, right?
We are the people that kind of
you guys were like the what do they call before boomer?
I
my
can't.
fish.
That's
It's my
so
fish. I know.
funny. That is very,
somebody
very
out
funny.
in the home offices of Omaha, Nebraska, or something like that is sitting there.
This is just hilarious. This is so.
It's been
funny.
going on for 6.5 months now.
I can't ever not laugh.
I know every
this
time.
is hilarious.
And it went right over my face this time too. Like it was literally like right there. I don't even know.
Like it's like, okay, wait, do they like what they? I can't figure out. Do they like what you just said, or do they like what you just said, or do they?
Or they're trying to distract us.
Like mess with
they're
you.
Like, stop talking. They're like, maybe if we put a thing on the screen, this hothead here will stop talking. Ah! Look, see, that has to be on purpose. So where were we?
I'm gonna go home and food prep for the week.
That's a good idea. Food prep.
But it's fun food prep. It's not like I have to cook every meal separately or whatever. You literally just like throw like raw ingredients into a bag, and then that's what you throw in your crock pot in the morning that you're about ready to leave. It is amazing.
That's really cool.
And it's also
just a bag.
It's time saving.
Yeah.
And it's also healthy, and it's also money saving.
Someone turned me onto the crock pot bags. It keeps the crock pot a lot cleaner.
I'm not a fan of that. I'd rather scrub out stuff instead of.
I feel like the ceramic gives it flavor.
Yeah,
I don't want the plastic flavor.
The plastics are.
Plastic's not good for us, folks.
No.
Another PSA. Like plastic. We use like plastic forks and stuff, because it's just easier sometimes. But I bought the compostable ones.
That's horrible.
This time.
That's horrible.
So
I'm going to bring my own silverware if I ever come over to your house. I'm going to bring real silverware.
Okay, folks. So Julie Abel and I have been friends for about 11 years now. And she just said, if I ever come over. just so you know what the dynamics of our friendship is here. There's no hiding the fact that she doesn't go visit people. Like it's not, and I've learned.
I'm such a not good friend.
I used to take offense to it.
I'm not a good friend.
One day,
I'm not. Ask anybody.
I know.
I'm just a jerk. See, it's a Gen X thing.
Okay, let's go back to the Gen X, right? Yeah. When I was just talking about Halloween just passed, and I remember when I was in 6th grade, when you're like kind of like, I'm not going to dress up too much, anymore. And my friend and I, we went trick or treating, and we dressed up as bums. We wore like flannel shirts and messed up our hair a little bit.
Yeah.
And nowadays, if you were like, I'm going as a bum, people would be like, that's terrible. You're going as a homeless person? Like,
yeah. Well, we Gen Xers.
And not only were they homeless, we called them bums back then.
We Gen Xers are dressing up our kids like who's going to have the kid who's the most like dressed up, edgy kid in the whole like parade.
Yeah.
We had to make sure that our kids were big.
And now the Gen Alpha, they go dress up. They can't have blood. They can't have violence names. They can't have weapons. They can't have names of anything on them. They can't wear masks. They can't wear, they can't wear face paint.
True.
They can't wear, and some of the kids are like, oh, like my kids will go get a costume and they'll be like, well, I'm just going to wear something else to school because I can't wear this to school,
but you're training us. It's working out. You guys are all training us to be appropriate. And like when I was over at the spirit store with your kids and I found an actual plastic weapon, I couldn't believe it. Like it was in the corner of the place. It was like hidden.
Like they do still sell these.
They do. Right, and I was chasing you around the place with a knife. Like it just was very funny to me because like I was surprised by it. Yeah. And back in the day, that's the stuff you would carry. You'd carry your grandpa's old weaponry to just like top off your outfit.
I know.
Craziness.
Yeah. Thumbs up guy. Thumbs up guy remembers old plastic toy weapons.
I love it.
I was trying.
Maybe the thumbs up guy is actually a Gen Xer.
Thumbs up.
Or maybe he liked the fact that I was chasing you around with a weapon.
Maybe thumbs up guy maybe thumbs up guy. I don't even know. Maybe thumbs up guy is out in the universe somewhere and just
thumbs up guy is Elon Musk.
I was explaining. Hi.
Oh, no.
Hi, Elon.
We can't talk about it.
Hi, Elon.
Stop talking about it.
So Spirit Halloween, they're opening Spirit Christmas. Did you see that?
What?
They're going to have Spirit Christmas
Okay,
there.
wait. I love that.
Maybe
What
we
do
should
you
take a trip to
mean?
Spirit Christmas
What
with
do
our
you
show.
mean?
Yeah, it's the same store. It's one of 8 in the country. They're opening in Erie.
In Erie.
It's like a test market. Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'm going.
They're
I'm
gonna
gonna
have
spend
all sorts of
spend lots of
Christmas
money
stuff.
there.
We walked by the window last night. Actually, we took a look at it. It opens on Tuesday, the 12th.
It doesn't have creepy animatronics still. It's like a melding of like Spirit Halloween and Christmas.
They said they might have some just because they didn't have a whole lot of stock this year because it's the first year.
There'll still be like
so there'll be some like
creepy
Halloween stuff, like a little bit over on the one side.
It's happening to my actual
We didn't
world.
walk over it. It's like a lot. Like they had tons of like ornaments and like blow ups. They had fake snow in the can, all that kind of stuff.
Oh my god! It's like Spencer's meets Christmas.
Yes,
like, this is
yeah,
cool.
because Spencer's owns Spirit. You knew that, right?
I did not.
Oh, there you go.
Holy crap!
Yeah. Spencer's is the parent company.
See how smart I am?
Yeah,
I'm psychic, man.
So yeah, they open on the 12th. They're gonna have all sorts of stuff there. Santa's there every day. And you can go like
Does
right
he smell
to
like
Santa,
meat?
talk to Santa.
Does he smell like meat and cheese?
I don't know. I saw a Santa the other day at Cranex down Hermitage, and I asked my kids. I said, "Have you ever talked to a Santa with a Pittsburgh accent before?"
Because Santa does come from Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Come sit down my lap.
Is it downtown? My daughter came back with some sort of Pittsburgh crazy.
I'm gonna come to your house this year.
She literally had a Pittsburgh accent. I'm like,
no, she's picked up some of the Pittsburghese. Really? What did she say?
I don't even know. She said house or something.
She said house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, she's
down, and she said down.
Don. There's a TikTok guy. He's from Pittsburgh.
She thinks she's a back home baller.
There's a guy. He's gone like viral because he has this real strong accent, and it's Deb and Dawn. And they talk, and he's like,
I like accents.
He's like, come here, Deb. I'm gonna bring you down the house. She's like, I don't know, Dawny. I'm not ready to come down the house yet. Good.
You're mixing up Brooklyn though. You're
down
like
Dawny,
coffee.
Donnie.
Donnie. It'd be Donnie.
I'll take you into Eaton Park.
All right, start over again.
Not start over again. What are you talking about? 1 hour into recording, she's like, start over.
1 hour later. Okay, go ahead.
No, let's talk about our guest a little bit.
Yes, please. Yeah, let's do that.
Are you on your way?
Nope.
Let's talk about our guest a little bit. So we had Christine on, and I thought she was a cool person to have.
She was very good because, again, we had another person on, and this is what like kind of epitomizes what we do. Mm-hmm. She had a backstory for why she's moving forward with something so positive in our community. Like she had turned adversity into a lesson on what she is good at. Like I've always said to people, don't try to forget the bad things that you've gone through. What we need to do is to look at those times with less emotion and put in play what we've learned about ourselves.
Absolutely.
And not about what life has to offer, because life will always have some challenge or tragedy to offer. It's what you do during those times of challenge that promotes who you are as a human going forward. And this lady. That's what
we've learned with all these folks.
Yes, like it's and she too.
She was through some rough times, and her mantra is believe. I mean, she has a tattoo with believe, and she has her license plate. She lives down the street from me. It's a believe, and sometimes in life you go through times like that, and it's hard to, and it's not even necessarily a belief in like a higher power or anything like that. It really, you strip it down with humans, and it's believe that things can be better, or believe that I will get through this, or believe that, and she was grateful.
How about even better? How about believe what you have? Believe in what you are made of.
Absolutely.
Like what you can do with your journey. It's no one has it easy in this world. Let's be honest.
No. And I think that's what's really cool about, we bring these people on and it's, obviously I think there's a reason that podcasting is getting so big out there. because it's more than just going on a radio show or a talk show or on TV or on the news or something like that. Like I saw Christine was over on like Happy 927 or she was on WICU or something like that. And I guarantee you they didn't talk about the stuff we talked about.
Right.
And, same thing. We had Dr. Sue on and that was before we had Dr. Sue, but we saw she went on some other shows. We were talking about what they, you go on, Channel 12 News, or you go on like Classy 100 or something like that. You're not talking about what makes you tick as a human and, what brought you to where you are. And that's kind of what this podcasting stuff has done.
And they
gives us a medium.
Every single one of the people who come on here know how to laugh. We tease them a little bit. We kind of like stir the pot a little bit. We tease them a little bit just to like lighten up the topic. And every single one of them knows how to laugh at themselves and make light of things that aren't that big of a deal.
We have some of the guests and we talk about some heavy stuff.
We do.
But we bring it back to laughs a lot of times because, really laughing is one of those things that, brings us together as humans.
Yeah.
And if you're not laughing, you're crying. Right?
Unless you're a hyena, like they laugh. They laugh
we
too.
We were talking about the animals out and we were talking about the Fisher cats. You ever listen to them? They sound like screaming children in the woods.
They're terrifying. Actually, you don't want to get it. You don't want to get in
like, they sound like 80s rock singers. Axl Rose is out in the
right. like I tried to sing Still Heart and I'm proud of myself. I was able to hit those notes.
Yeah.
But I wasn't the same the next day. Like
I've noticed that with the singing I've done
stuff.
I've done straining before.
But the humor part of it isn't to like make light of
no
tragedy or sadness. It's to show people that there are ways of overcoming what you've gone through, and then looking
100%.
back retrospectively, you're not like, okay, well that was something funny. It's more like look at how amazing these people are, and the fact that they can turn something that they went through funny. And and honestly, that's most of what comedy is, isn't it though?
Honestly it is. I mean right. I mean, comedians, the comedians find the common good with humans. And I think laughter is one of those vulnerable emotions that you have in life where you don't have control over laughter, because laughter is a spontaneous reaction to something.
And look, no one's too important.
Right.
No one's too important to not be able to laugh at themselves. Like we're all like, it gives us humility.
It's just like, also everyone shits too. Every once in a while, think about that. No matter how.
Isn't there a book, Everyone Poops?
Yeah. No matter how powerful someone might be, whatever, no matter how crazy. What are you looking at?
You. I'm just looking at you.
I
just waiting for your next weird thing to say.
I know. But we bring the laughter in, and she was a well-adjusted person.
Yes.
And she, and she wanted to work at Saint Vincent because she loved what they did for her when she needed them. And that's awesome.
She gave back.
She gave back.
Yeah.
She made that her goal to work there. And I think the stuff they do is great. I'm definitely going to be there for the Festival of Trees. I think that's a cool
I can't wait.
event. I just saw an ad for it last night on TV. And
to have a premature baby is so frightening. But to have two
at the same time.
To have two. I mean, to have twins is
frightening.
frightening.
And they had like a 2-year-old at home.
To have two babies at the same time is frightening. And to have a baby that is premature is frightening. Right. And when you have like 2 premature babies at the same time, like that's just that's a lot. And for her to like rise up from that, it's not like she wanted to dust herself off of that trying time. She went right back into it and did what she
embraced it.
Right.
Yeah.
So
she did. And
cool beans.
And that's, and it's one of those, I think every guest we have, we reach a point, maybe not every guest, but every guest we have, we reach a point where we're in conversation and I'm like, wow, like how did we get here? And this is like really like we've peeled back so many layers and there's just raw, like human emotion involved and stuff like that. And it's just really,
cooked human emotion.
Yeah. And it's just, it's really neat. And it keeps us doing what we do. And And then what happens is when we get deep, then we start. Yeah, if you've noticed, if we get too deep, Julie or I, regardless of who's talking, one of us kind of diffuses it.
Like, do that right now, seriously.
Oh, mine's higher pitched. Oh, yeah, we have our first musical performance maybe coming up here.
And he's not like he's not a professional at it. He used to be. He's been out of it for like 20 something years, and very, very talented human being. And I hope that this sparks something in him to go back out there in front of people again.
Yeah, that's really cool. So we wanted to kind of kick that off. I've been in conversation with some like nationally known people that might be coming in, which is kind of cool.
That's exciting. Yep.
So we shoot our shot, and some people just say yeah. So we're working on a couple. We might have a Grammy Award winner coming on here at some point.
Emmys,
stuff
Grammys,
like that. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So we have all sorts of trophies in our table. We should have a copy of every trophy of anyone that we've had.
We should.
Be it whatever.
Actually, we should.
We should have.
So
someday maybe we'll win an Emmy. Or a Grammy or something.
Hey,
right? You never know.
Okay.
So yeah, stay tuned. As always, we appreciate you who come along and watch with us, and we appreciate all our guests. And
yes,
stay classy, San Diego.